see if things work here. Oh, perfect. There we go. Get that music playing. Hello. Make it chat up on my screen. There we go. Hello. Alright, document. Okay. Just having this here for reference. And then how to change the config. Previous name, username, password, ID. Actually, I think everything will work. But, all right. This is just for people who use clusters to implement that read preference. Should probably double check to see if that works with a non-cluster manga. Meh. you gonna get copyright strikes? No, I will just get copyright dinged. A little difference. For me, the best anti-BB card. For me, the best anti-BB card video plugin. Thank you. No problem. Is the test ever open? I don't know. How old am I? 19. Looking hella cute today. Thank you. Sorry, trying to read all the chats. I don't know how people do it without like completely getting distracted. Okay, I need to make more space. Okay. And then can you hear my keyboard? Do you follow GPL? Why would I? And use Dracula theme. I'm using Darkula. I think that's the same thing. I think that's what you mean. No, I'm 19. I graduated high school quite a bit ago. Why? Do I look younger? I used to have the problem where I looked older than my age. Okay, why are you replaying the same song? Nostalgia imports are being weird. Okay. What do we put inside? These are the things we keep track of. So that as a reference for what gets stored in the database. Okay. Oh, don't I get the IP by hashing it? Do I not hash happy? Oh, I think I actually. It might be an accident because I thought I hashed these. Apparently not. Oops. Okay. Guess that'll be in a future update. User project is GPL infected. Oh, my mic's kind of quiet. I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry if it made a noise. No, I do not have to follow the GPL if I'm using an API that I do not include the code of. That is a myth. And whether or not the GPL actually states that I have to go ahead and follow it if I use it as an API, that isn't necessarily, that's never been legally tested and ever legally enforced because it's probably not substantiated for it to be allowed. And I think I could provide an example of when Bucket was sued, where you have to go ahead and now compile the actual, you have to compile the jars yourself, essentially. I mean, Build Tools makes it really easy, but, or you have to go ahead and remap. If you're going to work on it on GitHub, it has to be like in this patch format. So you compile the original code and then you apply these patches, which are essentially just containerified Git commits. And then those are all applied to it. So I guess my camera's shaking because I'm doing this, but that effectively bypasses their license agreement. So that will likely be used in an example of where an API may be questionable and whether or not the GPL applies. Anyways, because it's intellectual property. I can, for example, like say this Starbucks cup. You know what? It's my Starbucks cup. I'm gonna go ahead and make copies of it. Well, this actual design on Starbucks is intellectual property. This is the logo is a trademark. I'm not allowed to use that. So what I can do is I can actually go ahead and essentially release this in a completely different form. But like, for example, in just a different file format. For example, like just, you know, like a PS file to make a Starbucks logo, except, you know, it's just all of the different layers added to it. Is essentially, think of it like that with how Spigot is transferred. LGPL allows for commercial use. That's what WebKit and Chromium are licensed under. GPL does talk about usage in object-oriented programming languages and linking. However, whether or not it has the authority to control that is, you know, I mean, think of it like this. Think of my monitor has the LG logo on it. So does that give LG the right to tell me what computer I can plug it into? Like, think about it like that. GPL v3 also allows commercial use. Yes, I think it might allow commercial use, but it also wants source code released if you implemented it into your project, which is actually legally binding. If no one knows it's legal, that's not necessarily true. But actually, since considering there's never been a lawsuit regarding API use, or like the violation of GPL with API use, I would say that yes, you may invoke a lawsuit, but whether or not you lose it, it's not guaranteed. But I'm pretty sure a judge will not uphold that. Considering Google lost to, like, if anyone hasn't paying attention to the US, Google actually ended up losing their, Oracle actually lost to Google when it came to a copyright lawsuit where Google was actually violating the Oracle license by essentially completely redistributing the JVM within Android. However, the reason why Oracle lost is because apparently Google has made it different enough to where essentially they're allowed to do that. So basically allowing Oracle to lose a lot of money. So, and this is with a very conservative Supreme Court. So I highly doubt that an API linkage clause will ever hold up in court. You are allowed to fork Iris. Whether or not you sell it, you're gonna have to DM me and we'll discuss that. But you're allowed to use it for whatever as long as you give credit. But if you're selling it, DM me and I'll work that out with you. Okay, anyways, back to what I was doing. Okay, what was I doing? Right, I wanted to go and get the store response. Yeah, sure, I'll make sure to accept your friend request after the stream. Sorry, I'm just fixing some formatting here. What other string could I get? What other string am I missing? I think, oh, time zone. I got ASN, country name, IP, country code, city, ISP, time zone, method. Okay, so that leaves booleans. Oh, that's NA. Failure reason. Got it. What's the other boolean I'm missing? Success, which would obviously be true. And we're gonna want the latitude. And longitude. And then build. Yep, and then that should do that. In a new update, I'll be able to add to the allow list even if they're offline without having to get rid of the ID of the player. Oh my god, do I not allow that? Okay, so you can whitelist the IP. Yeah, let's see. Args would be I think I messed something up. Wait, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, you can add them even if you're online. You just have to have the UUID. Would you like to make it even if they're offline without having to grab the ID of the player? I could add that. Also, could you bought your car and say loving the system, bro? No problem. Thank you. All right. Let's see. We gotta answer the cache. So now we can do it. Oh, this isn't an async. Alright, now I'm remembering what I need to do. Execute. Brad executor. I think we should probably also run a delete many. Just in case. Hello, Bimek. Ah, the beauty of Mongo. Non-structured or relational databases. Love it. Love document-based databases. How many views do we got? 7. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Then we're going to want to get all the whitelisted ones. Great. You're literally the only dedicated developer that was willing to solve problems without blowing a casket. It's the only man. I've been doing this too long to care about it anymore, man. I mean, I do it for fun. If it's not fun, I just straight up will give the project to someone else. Like, that's just how it works. I mean, yes, I'm selling it, so I will make sure it's a functioning product, but like, it's not my main source of income, so I will not blow a gasket over it. Believe me, it's not. Yeah, Spigot don't make enough money for me. At least not yet. Vulcan grew really quickly. Like, I swear to God, that dude made 2,000 sales in a year, which would equate to roughly $40,000, assuming PayPal doesn't take a generous cut of that, so. Who deserves more subscribers? Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. There we go. And we just do something similar for this. I didn't eat lunch yet. I have my meatballs sitting in a microwave in the other room. Be right back. My meatballs. Oh, you know, I just realized. Should probably add an index to the IPs, the responses. forget how to make. I think you create an index like this. If I'm not mistaken, you go IP and then like 1. And what's index options? What? What? Why don't you work? Oh, IntelliJ. What? Oh, I probably imported the wrong one. Oh no, never mind. What? Okay, what's this? Hold on. Just sanity check. Creating Mongo Java index collection. Yep, I was wrong. Okay. There we go. Ooh, I should probably so anyway, check the size. Maybe even splitter. Estimate size. Why? Okay, we'll just do this. First equals null. Null. Do you like that anti-cheat alert uses your GIF in his videos? Yes, that's actually... He didn't edit that in. That's actually on Stitch client as an option for a watermark. Yeah, it's got to be. It should be one-time payment, not a recurring monthly payment. So... Here's the thing, anti-cheats require a lot more testing and updating, especially like, okay, you know what? If I had to support only one version of Minecraft, the latest one, I'd actually be okay charging one time. The problem is with Kauri, I have to support 1.7.10 to 1.18. Literally 9 to 10 years of changes in a game I have to make compatible with all my detections. And then I have someone bypassing one of my detections that I just made compatible. So then I have to test all of that again to make sure it's working. Not just with server sides, but clients too, because there's protocol changes in between. So... obviously, I could do a little bit of shortcut. I can only test the checks that are affected by certain protocol changes. So I can obviously make that a little bit easier on myself. But some of them are so overarching that I might have to test all of them anyway. And the problem is that there are also a whole bunch of new blocks that they add that I have to account for in certain detections. I also have to continually update. I can have all the features in the world, but then I'd have to go ahead and maintain the detections, you know, because someone might have found a bypass. I mean, granted, ideally, I wouldn't have to do that because I would have thought of everything and then not had a bypass, because that's the way you should be developing secure software. But doesn't always happen. It's kind of difficult, especially when you're focused on so many other things. That's why Windows has so many exploits. Like, I I also personally don't subscribe, like, I mean, funny pun, subscribe to the idea of monthly subscriptions for products, for software. I personally like the monetization method of like ZKM, the obfuscator, where you pay once. And then if you want to update to the next major version, you just pay a smaller price. But if you don't want to update, you don't have to pay for anything, which is, I think, the best way of monetization, because, you know, updates do require more time. And if you really wanted to charge for, you know, a lifetime of updates, I would not be charging $20 with Kauri on Spigot if I was forced to. But, I mean, if it was my main source of income and I just didn't work on it in my free time. But, when it comes to, like, I mean, that kind of thing, I would probably, like, ZKM would probably charge $1,000. Like, you know, for a small developer license versus 200. Yeah, because at least you own it. You know, if you don't pay for it, you just don't get updates, but you can still use it. And that's my preferred method, which is what every editing software except Adobe does. You can, I mean, and DaVinci Resolve is even better, where you just have the free version, which just doesn't have hardware acceleration, and then you can pay for the extra little bits. And Vegas does the same thing as ZKM, where you pay for one major edition, you get all of the minor updates in between, and then another major edition, you have to pay a smaller fee. I was more thinking of the idea of forced recurring payments, where it just renews that automatically without having the option to cancel. Well, that's illegal. So, there's that. Anyways, now that I created that index. Monkey, do you own a gun? No. Just because I'm American does not mean I own a gun. In fact, gun laws are different depending on the state you're in. You have Kentucky, where you don't even need a license for concealed carry. And then you have Virginia, which is kind of middle of the road, where, you know, you have to have a license for having a gun, but it's like stupidly easy to get. And then you have some of the more northern states where it's like a lot more difficult to get a license, but not at the level of most countries. NRA is way too powerful of an interest group. Am I going to get a gun? I don't need one. Maybe eventually if I like move somewhere worse. Because I'm not going to be able to afford where I live right now, most likely. But I don't need a gun. I'd get a gun for self-defense, but that's about it. I don't like hunting. I mean, I like fishing. Don't like hunting. Okay. What was I doing? Right. Oh, shoot. Stop distracting me with questions. Just kidding, you can go in there and ask. Fishing is lit. No, it's not. It's not lit. But It's relaxing. What do you mean that's like calling someone a rival? Am I missing something? What do you mean, Verf? Oh, yeah, not very similar, but yeah. Let's see what you meant now. I don't have it on ultra low latency, but I have it on low latency, so there is like 10 seconds of delay. Or more like 2, but whatever. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'll do. I could probably just leave that with an empty document and delete everything, but doesn't matter. Don't need to figure that out right now. For mid-range, really? Okay. I mean, yeah, it does lower the quality. That's why I don't do it. Okay. It should be everything. Now we're gonna add the config. Why do I already have the auth database config field there? Okay. I'll just assume people configure the Mongo properly and have a user per database. That's what you should be doing. Have you heard about GitHub Copilot? Yeah, it's not going to replace developers. Otherwise, GitHub would not have made it. Come on, you think, like, why would developers destroy their own job? Have you ever thought of that? Yeah. I do think it's kind of controversial, though, but I sincerely hope it doesn't use private repos in its model. Because if it does, that's a reason for me to switch to GitLab. Are you nulling out UID 2 on KauriVPN? What do you mean? Oh, I'm sure it's made it easier. Is there a plugin? I wonder if there's a plugin. Here, let's see. I think it's Copilot, right? Oh, yeah. Train on public internet text and billions lines of code. Oh. Wait, that's separate. Oh, I can't use it yet. I have to sign up for the waitlist. Can I sign up for the waitlist? Open the link. Okay. Okay. What about that being when being disconnected? Even though they're premium. Are you using Bungie or are you using Velocity? We're using Bucket. I had to wait 1 month to get it. Yep. But I'm on the wait list now. I mean, it would be nice to speed up my coding a little bit, but I never use tab completions. Not often, at least. Should probably get in the habit of doing that.
Man, if I'm gonna be honest, I dropped out of college, found myself a whole new realm of knowledge. Down the forest, foraging for sounds that I can rhyme with orange. Look, I'm a simple gatherer among a world of hunters. Not about chasing clout, I'd rather gaze at clouds and feel the comforts. On the trending tab, hope this won't be ending bad. Checking analytics is like working in a forensic lab. Oh lord, life's getting hard, I'm too young for a credit card. And I crashed the very first time I drove my parents' car. Teardrops, we've made friends between screens, and deep sea still hearts or being scream our ears off. You mightn't believe it, a life full of streaming is real tough. It feels rough sometimes, but that's the real stuff. Day by day, putting on a brave face. Hey, playing games, taking pain straight away. Yay, maybe
these are
mistakes, but it's okay. Wait, we all need to take a break.
Why the hell is its AI so good that it plays a song about Twitch streaming while I'm YouTube streaming? Or while I'm not Twitch streaming, just streaming. I swear to God, Deezer's reading my programs. I'm just constantly listening. That's pretty interesting. Sorry, I noticed my... Thanks for subscribing, Pablo.
It's a British tradition. Day by day, putting on a brave face, playing games, taking pain straight away. Maybe made mistakes, but it's a-okay. We all need to take a break. If I'm gonna be
Pufferfish is no proxy on our main server. Yeah, so Bungie, right? Oh, no proxy, only main server. Oh, okay. The reason I asked is because there's different listeners. Let's see. Yeah, no, it does not set the UID to null anywhere. Yep, sorry about that. So that might be something happening in your server. They may be getting kicked, but they're not getting fully kicked until a little, like, you know, they get disconnected, but the server doesn't realize it. So, there's that. Okay. Got that done for Bungie, right? Alright. Don't use MC Market Force. I agree. Do not use MC Market Force to Spigot. Or more like, don't buy them. They are illegal. Actually illegal. And they're bad. They're usually pretty bad skids, but they're also illegal. They are selling someone else's intellectual property, but that's not why it's illegal. They're also destroying the license. Like, they're breaking it in a multitude of ways. So, it's just a shitty thing for you to do to sell a Spigot. Like, okay, I get it if you're selling, like, it with source code to a server. So, for example, like, I have all my server files, and they only work with this one Spigot. So that's fine. But if you're selling the Spigot alone... okay, well, hold on. Maybe if you're selling source code to it, because it has something extremely special, maybe that's okay. But still kind of shitty because it's mostly someone else's intellectual property, so you should probably just bundle it with something else. How about Bear Spigot? Oh. How about just use regular Spigot or fork it yourself if you want something special like I did? Oh, I guess not everyone knows how to code. Fine. But, you could just, like... I was gonna say use a knockback plugin, but... that's not happening. I mean, I guess you could. That'd make a difference. People think it's, like, slower or something, but it's really not. Viper MC is without a doubt, like, spoofing that. I'm sorry, but not that many people play HCF. And you're not going to get that kind of performance with an MC Market fork. I have not seen that yet. You're going to also have to use insanely high performance hardware because you're going to need that high memory bandwidth and high single thread performance. I'm tired of Reddish shit fork now. Oh, they're all open source. Cool. Okay. Well, then, no harm, no foul. But don't use MC Market forks. I also just know how I'd feel if someone was selling my work in MD5's shoes, because he doesn't only just maintain Spigot, but he also heavily maintains Craft Bucket, which is the OG. Spigot is a fork of Craft Bucket, and Craft Bucket is not a fork. Most MC Market forks are trash, yes. Not all of them, but most of them. I think you can kill entities spawn and believe it or not, the biggest killer of TPS is actually chunks. So there you go. If you can optimize chunks, basically all you have to do is revert a lot of the 1.8 changes to chunks, and then you gotta heavily optimize Spigot. That's really how you get all the way to 1,000 players, is you fix the chunks. Nothing else is really that bad. The problem is that, which is why I said high memory bandwidth, is 1.8 added the change where block position, instead of being 3 integers, is now defined as an block position class. So every single time you want to reference a block, you have to make a new object, and the garbage collector has to collect that. So it's incredibly heavy. And that's exactly what you have to optimize to get to that point. The only thing I go about Stellar Herb is the way he promotes it. Ah, yes. The only good thing about it is the marketing, which is not necessarily a compliment. I don't know. I don't have much experience with Stellar. But if that's all that's good about it, it's not really good. Means it's a bad product that's being misrepresented. Okay. I love this song. Okay. Let's test this. I'm gonna have to... I don't have 2 monitors anymore, so I can't put private stuff on a separate screen. I don't have 2 monitors anymore. So this is why you see this now, because I do spooky stuff. Mine skewed it on 1 instance. That's because they ran on 1.7.10 Spigot. No, they really didn't do that much. They just used G-Spigot, but on 1.7. Which is why they were able to get that many players on one servers, because 1.7 is a lot lighter than 1.8. I mean, Spigot really didn't start getting super unoptimized until 1.12 or 1.13, mainly 1.13, but yeah. Because then they just added even more object stuff. So, more things for the server to garbage collect, as if it didn't really need any more. I'm on a VPN. So let's configure you to my database. I just realized I did something wrong. I did no. They could just split it and have focus on the network, yeah. Well, I mean, ideally, you wouldn't want to have 1,000 players on one network. You would have multiple different servers. So, yeah, because that's really how you'd want to spread the load. Okay. I should probably get on a separate account. Oh, I didn't configure it yet. Dumb me, dumb me. Oh, I just realized I might not work for replica sets. I have to set up a oh. Why doesn't... That's a bug. Why can't it find... No wonder. Okay, I have to add URL configuration. Great. More things to add to the config. I'm just putting true there as a placeholder. Where's VPN config? I hate this abstraction where I have to do it 3 million times, but I have to do it. I could actually not. Actually, I could make it not necessary, but that would be more work. But it would save my life if I have more things to do for config. Whatever, I'll do it eventually. Laziness. Why don't you use SnakeML directly? Or JSON? That's a good point. I appreciate the advice. Too late. Too late. You're so right, but too late. You know what? Because I'm a masochist and I like to make things hard on myself, okay? What's funny is I actually do use it directly here. As you can see. I do it in velocity. Just skidded it from Bungie. Sorry, I thought someone was talking to me. Okay. And then that's all done. Refresh that. Why are you erroring? Realize I put it in the wrong spot. Okay, and then we go ahead and we go back here. Check if the string is not empty. There we go. Reducing, you only need to use Lumbox data. That's a good point. I should just use JSON. Whatever, leave me alone. Are you still working for Cube? Yes, I am. Will you work? Okay, gotta hide you. I seem to have forgotten something in Bucket. I forget to... Oh, no, I did. What? I just realized I didn't even initialize. Okay, hold on. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, I didn't add a shutdown. I should probably do that. There we go. Now, assume when I relog. Nope. We're gonna really quickly check my cluster. And then, are you working full time? Not really, I have college. What is the T4 flag on Maven for? To allow it to use 4 CPU threads, so it multi-threads. You don't really get much after 4 threads. It's kind of diminishing returns, and in fact, it might actually perform worse. Oh, I sincerely hope that didn't break my stream. Okay, it didn't, apparently. Oh. Did it not create the collection? Okay, this clearly didn't work. Yeah, it's using MySQL. Clearly didn't work. Wait. Why is it using MySQL? It shouldn't be. I configured it right. What? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and show this. Why won't you work? Oh. I didn't fix that yet? Why didn't I do that? It says using database type. I don't have it configured as that. Very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. Clearly something didn't set right. Come on. Why don't you function? Oh wait, I was editing the wrong config. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. Oh. Something's not right. Oh no. I wish I could show you what I was looking at. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So let's share my screen now. Okay, so now if I relog. Yay! Yay! It works. Let's make sure there's no errors. This isn't even remotely the right location, like not even the same state. It's broken. That's why I get so bad. That's why I'm getting ADMS, like to a server that's literally like 20 miles away from me. It's for some godforsaken reason, this IP decides to route itself to Pennsylvania. I don't know why. It is so silly, but that's what it does. Next to route cell to Pennsylvania and back to and back and then back and then blah. Okay, works. All right. Guess we can release this update. I do anything else in between? Okay. What did he review? Thank you. Okay, let's post an update. Alright. Okay, there we go. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to end this stream because I'm pretty exhausted for the day. Thank you all for watching, as always.